Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. Bloody hell, there's not many channels that have nearly 3,000 people waiting for them. I'm truly humbled. You are fantastic. I love this community and I hope we're going to get an absolutely fantastic game tonight. PSG against Real Madrid. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was on the United Stand. I needed a wee and then I fancied a bowl of shreddies. That's the truth. Truth bridge. So yes, I am a little bit later than I thought, but I was always going to be here for kickoff. So there we go. Hope we're all doing well, and yeah, nice bowl of shreddies. Nice bowl of shreddies to get me through the next couple of hours. But this is the one. This is the one I'm waiting for. It is the one. So yeah, very excited about this one, and hopefully it's going to be a good game. And I hope that we could have extra time here. Actually, I suppose the absence of away goals maybe leads it towards that sort of conclusion. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But obviously PSG are 1-0 up. It does have connotations for Manchester United fans. Actually, I don't know where I sit on this. I suppose if you're not a United fan, then you can just listen for a minute. But interestingly, we've got a situation whereby Pochettino is arguably the favourite to be Manchester United's next manager. Now, if he wins this game, obviously he probably enhances that, but makes it harder to get him because he's doing well. He's in a quarter-final and PSG might want to keep him. If he loses before the quarter-finals of the Champions League, I think they will sack him, in which case Manchester United will probably go for him, which is quite funny considering that he will have been sacked by Spurs, sacked by PSG, but United think he's the right man for Man United. So I don't think he's the right man for Manchester United, by the way. I've been quite consistent about that. But an interesting observation, I suppose. Let's go through the team news, which is important. There are other games going on tonight, actually. If you're interested, the Championship, there is a Scottish Championship game between Dundee and St Mirren, which is currently 0-0. I actually thought there was a Premier League game going on tonight. I don't know why I thought there was some Premier League football tonight. It's tomorrow night, isn't it? Yeah, I thought there was a Premier League game. I don't know why. I'm completely wrong on that. Don't listen to me on that. Man City are paying Sporting Lisbon, but who gives a shit? Not many people want to watch City anyway, and we certainly don't want to be interested in City when they're 5-0 up from the first leg. You know, forget about it. Forget about it. Who's watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer anyway? Looks very exciting, that. Can't wait for that in May. Still a couple of months to go. There's the Champions League ball. He's picked it up, the referee. So we're at the Bernabeu. I'm not going to do a poll on this because it was marginal that PSG would win last night. I mean, people may have changed their mind. Maybe that's a bit wrong. Need PSG to win to keep them away from us, says Karan. Yeah. Maybe. I thought it was Vader in the trailer with his hat off, but apparently that's the Grand Inquisitor. Shows how much interest I've had in the spoilers. So, let me go through the teams. Real Madrid have Courtois, Carvajal, Militao, Alaba and Nacho, Modric, Valverde and Cruz, Asensio, Benzema and Vinicius Jr. Casemiro, I think, missed out, didn't he? He got suspended, I think, from the last game. So, no Casemiro. But they've got Eden Hazard on the bench. They've got Rodrigo and Isco and Camavinga and Bale and Jovic on the bench. Marcelo on the bench. So, good bench. But PSG, they've got the better squad, I believe. Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Kimpembe, Tavares, Mendes, whatever you want to call him. Paredes, Danilo, Verratti, Messi, Mbappe and Neymar. And then their bench, Icardi, Di Maria, Wijnaldum, Diallo, Draxler, Idrissa Gueye. Some fantastic quality players on that bench. It's Pochettino against Ancelotti. And of course, another subtext to this is that if, and it's a big if PSG were to beat Real Madrid, then potentially that could lead to Real Madrid wanting to give Pochettino the job in the summer. But yeah, the Bernabeu is a fantastic place. Real Madrid is the most successful club in European football, and they will fancy this. They will fancy this, and I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm very excited about it. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You wouldn't believe what I'm about to tell you. I can't believe it because I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to tell you something anyway. We are currently on this channel That's Football on YouTube. We are currently we are currently 10 subscribers away from 625,000. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved with the channel. You're very welcome. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We will be doing some either ors and all that, but I'm excited for this. I think PSG will come through. Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar as a front three is pretty devastating. I think that their back five is pretty good as well. So I'd put Real Madrid as the underdogs. But I love this. There's no English team playing, but I love this. This is what I love about the Champions League. Obviously, I love the Premier League. I'm very proud of it. But I love this. PSG, Real Madrid, Champions League, Bernabeu. What's not to love? This is football. This is what it's all about. If you are a football purist like I am, I love Manchester United. That is my team. But I love football and I love this sort of a game. And I like that Real Madrid kit, which is completely irrelevant to my passion for this game. But I love it. This is what I love. This is why I love the World Cup and the Euros, when you see people playing for their country in a big tournament against other people playing for a country that they, you know, I'm looking forward to Portugal against Italy in a couple of weeks. Hopefully that will happen. But this is big. What's this all about at Real Madrid where they've got this lower tier covered up? I don't like that. Someone's going to tell me it's because of something political now that I'm going to make myself feel bad about. But I don't like that. Why have they covered that up? I don't like that. It's like we're playing behind closed doors again. I don't like it. Oh, it's under construction. Okay, thank you very much. Well, that's fair enough. Anyway, we're up and running here. Let me get the timer on the screen. Real Madrid have started off. Ooh, cross came in. Yeah, we're up and running here. Man City are playing, says Ezra. You're the only one who gives a shit. No one cares about Man City anyway, but they certainly don't care when they're 5-0 up. How's it going, Mark? Says Anakin Vader. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Militao's just gone down injured here. He's shaking his head. Now, has he twisted his knee here? Or is he just... I think he's done his knee. Or I don't know what's wrong with him. No, it's not his knee. Or is it his knee? He might have twisted his knee here. Oh no, he's winded himself. He's alright. He's winded himself. Hi Mark, we all PSG today because Poch is going to stay at PSG and also Man United will get Ten Hag, says Victor. You know what? I don't really have a preference for the game. I don't really have a preference. I just want to watch a good game. I totally get what you mean about, yeah, it'd be nice for PSG to win. I'd prefer Real Madrid over PSG, I've got to be honest. I prefer Real Madrid as a football club. PSG are just the French Man City. You know, they're all about the oil, aren't they? So I'd rather Madrid, to be honest with you. But I get what you mean about Poch. But I do think Real Madrid will win. Of course, Mbappe could be here next season. Which I don't get. I don't get that. You know, I've seen a few people say it before. It's almost like when Mbappe scored against Real Madrid last time. What's he doing scoring? He's going to play for him next year. Oh, right. So I'll just down tools this season. You know, I'll give up the opportunity of winning the Champions League this year because I'm going to be at Real Madrid next year. You've got to play your best, haven't you? He's up and fine. He's all right. Mbappe will go to Real Madrid. It's the worst kept secret in the world. Early foul there. TUSFC in the Champions League next season, says Jamie Williams. What a day. I forgot about that. What a day. I'm so happy. Really happy. I mean, we could have won the league, but that was never the aim. And I'm happy with the Champions League. PSG just getting a feel of the ball here. Real Madrid need to get the tempo up a little bit, and that's what they're trying to do. Physicality. Trying to pressure PSG, get the crowd up. They don't want PSG to settle. PSG would love a goal. at some points, but Real Madrid have got to keep their foot on the pedal. Remember when Eden Hazard was relevant, says Zero. Answers on a postcard there. I mean, the Gareth Bale thing was weird. You know, what was he, 29 when he sort of just became shit? One of the best players in the world. Just suddenly, I like golf now. I don't know what happened there. But for it to happen to another player. Oh, shot on a block. Cleared by PSG. I mean, Eden Hazard is 31. And he's only just 31. It makes absolutely zero sense. If you can... Jack, thanks, TOS Army. Macrina says, Drive to Survive drops on Friday. I'm looking forward to your F1 watch-alongs. Me too, mate. You know, the international break's always crap, but to know that the first weekend of the international break, we've also got F1, and we've got F1 next weekend as well. Really looking forward to that. Who do you think's the biggest club in London, says Shafi? It depends, really. The best team in London's Chelsea. The biggest team in London's probably Arsenal. But on Eden Hazard, I don't get it. Has anybody got a theory on Eden Hazard? Because he was one of the best players in the world when he was at Chelsea. He goes to PSG. He goes to Real Madrid, and you know he's like, you know, he should still be good. I don't get it. Injuries could be a reason, yeah. It's a tense game, this, anyway. There's a lot of arguing about every free kick, which you've got to do. James Brennan says he's just got a weak mentality and he's a dickhead. Eats what he wants, says Hammers. Maybe he ran out of ambitions. Oh, he was brilliant at Chelsea, though. I mean, at times Chelsea were, you know, not a great team under Hazard, were they? And I mean, I think Chelsea are a stronger team than they have been for a long time at the moment. I don't know. It's weird. Weird one. Thanks everyone who's tuning in anyway. Good shot there. Just goes out for a throw-in. Gary Finnegan says, could you ever see Neymar in the Premier League? Look, I'd love to see Neymar in the Premier League. I'd love to have seen Messi in the Premier League. I know I don't like Liverpool and Man City and Arsenal and all these other clubs, but I'm proud of the Premier League, and you know, I know it's very money motivated and there's a lot of bad things about it, but it's the league of my country, and I'd love to see people like Neymar. I mean, Messi, no point now, but I'd love to see Neymar play in it. I don't know whether he will. I don't think he will, to be honest. Lovely play here by Vinicius Jr. Gets into the box. Oh, he's put Hakimi on his arse. He's still going. Lovely play. Gets it to Benzema. And then they'll clear it. It's Messi who brings it away. Into Neymar. This could be trouble. This could be trouble. Mbappe down the left-hand side. Oh, he's not totally got away, but he's still onto the edge of the box. Gets past his man on the left-hand side. Whips across in, and Courtois gets hold of it. That's the danger of the break of PSG. Messi to Neymar, and Mbappe down that left-hand side. Jordan says Asensio reminds him a bit of Rashford, likes to shoot a lot. I mean, look, I don't watch a lot of La Liga, and I've always been quite open about that. I'd love to know what Real Madrid's fans' opinions are on Asensio and Isco, because they seem to me that they're players that were always going to be the next big thing, and just never have, you know, really grabbed that, you know, gone to that level. You know, some people, you know, and I'm not saying they were like Raul, but Raul was one of the best players in the world who played for Real Madrid, and he was Spanish. There was talk that Asensio or Isco could become like that sort of a level of player, and they just haven't, have they? What do you think is going to happen to Chelsea after Abramovich leaves, says Shafi? All depends at what owner they get, really. They could get another owner. They could get an owner that wants to spend money like that. or they could end up with an owner like United. Vinicius Junior has been very good this year. I mean, not that I've seen a lot of La Liga. I don't really have a lot of time for La Liga. I mean, literally, I just don't have time for it. But I know a lot of people who do watch it, and have said that Real Madrid have been very good this year, and Asensio has been very good as well. This certainly won't be a walk in the park for PSG. And Real Madrid are definitely better under Ancelotti than they have been for a while. You know, I think Real Madrid last year, and it was Zidane last year, wasn't it? You know, I think Zidane's a good coach, but they just didn't have. Who knocked Real Madrid out last year? But they never looked likely to win it. Was it Man City who knocked them out last year? I think it was Man City last year, wasn't it? Oh, it's Chelsea. Chelsea. Must have been the year before with Man City. Chelsea knocked them out. Well, they did quite well to get to the semi-final then. Real Madrid or Barcelona will win the Champions League in the next, maybe not the next 5 years, but actually I think they probably will win the Champions League in the next 5 years, because just the way those clubs are built, they won't fester and decay like United. They're obsessed with winning, so they'll find a way of winning. I've not watched the new Neymar documentary yet, PJ. I hope Duncan's alright. Mark, Verratti's class, says Manchu. Oh, I've always loved Verratti. I think he'd be so good in the Premier League. If you look at Alan at Everton, well, Verratti's 10 times the player he is, and he would be like that sort of low centre gravity. He'd be brilliant in the Premier League, Verratti. He's a bit injury prone though. TUFC Ultras, says Sam Thompson. Yeah, I loved it today. Back on Friday. We'll do the transfer window together. That's how we roll. Oh, he's kept it in, Hakimi. Ooh, Vinicius Junior's good, isn't he? I must admit, I haven't really watched him play a lot. What do you think? Hey, here's a question. What do you think about Brazil for the World Cup? What's their sort of best 11 for Brazil, if anyone can be asked to type it out? Because I don't watch. This is a bit of a... It's a habit, I suppose. When I was a lad, loving football in the late sort of 80s, early 90s, and I'm talking like under 10 here, we didn't have Sky, so we hardly had any. You know, you got to watch one Division 1 equivalent to the Premier League game a week on a Sunday afternoon, and that was match of the day. You had no idea about Bundesliga or Serie A, or we weren't in the European Cup because we were banned. So, you know, I had no idea how good Italian players were or German players were. A World Cup had come along and you wouldn't even know any of their players, and then you'd get to know them over the tournament. And I've sort of always kept it that way when it comes to international football. Obviously, the European teams, you get to know a lot of their players because a lot of them play here, and you get to know a few players. But I don't know what Brazil. I've got no idea what Brazil's team is or Argentina's team is, and I quite like that about the World Cup. Mbappe's in. He's down the left-hand side. He shoots. Courtois saves. Yeah, so I don't know what Brazil's best team is. I've been quite disappointed with Brazil in the last few World Cups, to be honest with you, and Argentina. But would you think they've got a chance of winning it? I mean, for me, I would imagine that the European teams like France will be, big favourites because they've got so much quality. But I don't know about Brazil. The fact that they do sometimes pick Fred worries me a little bit, but there we go. But I suppose you've got Marquinhos, you've got Alisson, you've got Neymar, Vinicius Junior, Casemiro, Fabinho. Mark, if you had the option, would you have Mbappe or Haaland at United as Callum? I'd probably have Mbappe. Oh, Verratti's been caught on the knee here by Carvajal. I don't think there's anything sinister in it. No. I don't think it's sinister, but nah, be fine. Well, they've got Edison as well, haven't they, in goal? Maybe we could do that at half time. What's Brazil's best 11? And then you'll be very interactive with that because I haven't got a bloody clue. I think Cleverson's probably retired now. Does Dunga still play as holding midfielder? That was good play by Hakimi here. Gets it into Neymar. There's going to be an overlap on the left-hand side. Neymar into Mendes. Dips across. Ooh, it's going to go for a corner. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I think it's going to be a very different World Cup with it being like the month before Christmas, which for me is a bit of a pain in the arse because I like to go out a lot over Christmas and there's going to be loads of World Cup games, isn't there? Thanks everyone for tuning in anyway. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Good game so far, tense game. It's one of those 0-0 games that people who don't really are impatient when they're watching their football won't really appreciate, but it's a bit like a game of chess at the moment. There's a good pace to it, lots of tackles flying in, tension, and good defending by both sides. I watch a lot of Brazil, all goes through Neymar, says Robert McCormack. Well, that was the problem at the last World Cup, Robert. I noted that as well. They're too Neymar-centric, and I remember doing watch-alongs for the last World Cup, and I said that. Real Madrid, Brazil are just too obsessed with getting the ball to Neymar. They don't play as a team. Which is a bit of a problem with PSG, really. You do need a focal point, and when you've got Lionel Messi and Neymar and Mbappe, you've got 3 low focal points, haven't you? Whereas, you know, you really want a Benzema, an unselfish, hard-working class number 9 who doesn't want to be the focal point, which is why Ronaldo and Benzema work so well together. Ronaldo loved playing with Benzema. Here he is. Another player's gone down for PSG. They're played on though. I do like Paredes. He's Argentinian, isn't he? I don't know whether he plays for the Argentinian team. And that brings us on to Argentina. What's their... Oh, he's staying down. I think it's Mendes. What's Argentina's team like now? What team do you respect the most? I think he gets trodden on the back of his ankle here. Mendes. What team do I respect the most? Begrudgingly respect the most. Probably Liverpool. I hate to say it. I've got respect for what Arsenal are doing under Arteta. I've been quite vocal about that for about 18 months. I can see what he's trying to do, and it continues to grow. I do respect Pep Guardiola. I think he's a very good coach, but I think that the job that Klopp's done at Liverpool, I mean, look, biggest rival of Manchester United, and I was getting to the point with Liverpool where I thought they wouldn't win the title in my lifetime, and it just shows you how things can change if you hit the proper reset button and give somebody the proper freedom to rebuild. And I imagine there's probably Liverpool fans starting to think this about United. I don't think United will win another title in my lifetime, and you know, my only hope is that United look at what Liverpool did. It's hard, but it can be done. Rafinha done well since come in. Paqueta too, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, when it comes to Argentina, I don't really know anymore because obviously Aguero doesn't play anymore. I mean, I presume Messi still plays. I mean, Argentina, are they? Maybe that's the problem with Brazil and Argentina. They're too Neymar and Messi centric instead of being a bit like a team. Cameron says, Mark, Premier League is best, but why don't it attract big players, e.g. Kimmich, Verratti and Lewandowski? Well, we do attract big players though, don't we? Nice ball by Messi into Verratti, into Neymar on the left-hand side, but he's in the box. Neymar is looking for that curl. Blocked. I feel like Neymar is disappointed in the last few seasons. I would have expected him to win a Ballon d'Or by now, says Entando. I think it's difficult when you're playing for PSG though, isn't it? Because everybody expects you to win the title for PSG. So it's not like when you're tearing it up in the French league with a team that, you know, their reserves could win the league. You don't really get the recognition that maybe you deserve. I don't know. But more importantly, you need to win the Champions League. And that's something that Messi and Ronaldo, you know, La Liga is one of the best leagues in the world. And they were competing against each other in that league. And then, more often than not, they were going quite deep into the Champions League as well. I personally think Neymar should have stayed at Barcelona. I never understood why he left. I think there was an opportunity there for him at Barcelona to become the superstar. And then he ends up at PSG with Messi anyway. So but he's, you know, I look forward to watching the Neymar documentary because I think he's a bit misunderstood. You know, a lot of people don't like him, a lot of people love him. I don't think he's necessarily just about the money. Darren G says he left for the money, and I think there was always going to be money in it. And you know, traditionally, if you think about people like, was it Ramirez and Oscar? I mean, they left Chelsea in their mid-20s to go and play in China. That can only be about the money. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, maybe because Brazilians come from Brazil to play in Europe, maybe they have a more, you know, comfortable relationship with basically being a bit mercenary and just going somewhere for the money. Because basically they've left where they live to go halfway around the world anyway. So yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of a money argument in it in relation to Neymar, but Messi's from Argentina and I think he would have stayed at Barcelona all his life. And I think Neymar should have stayed at Barcelona because he should have won some Ballon d'Ors, I agree. Here is Neymar. Oh, I thought that was going in, but it's a good save by Courtois, low to his left. PSG making the better chances, look like the favourites at the moment. Yeah, I'd agree with Ryan. I think he did feel a bit overshadowed by Lionel Messi at Barcelona. But, you know, that comes down to having the right people in his ear, doesn't it? You know, I would be saying to him if I was his advisor, you're going to take that spot. You're going to play with him. Don't be jealous of him. You two are going to run the European scene. And you have the potential to become better than him and be a huge part of Barcelona's future. But obviously he didn't have somebody in his mind doing that, or he didn't listen to people telling him to do that. Because, you know, at PSG, has he been overshadowed by Mbappe? Excuse me. African Giant says, Asensio's touch has been Lukaku-esque. With Neymar, seems like his dad cares about the money, says Karan. Oh, United have been linked to him a couple of times. I think he's mentioned United a couple of times, and there's absolutely no logic. I mean, even as a United fan, there is no reason to come to United except the money. I would say that openly as a United fan. There's no reason to Neymar to come to United unless it's money. I'd welcome him, but it would be for money. I just saw somebody in the chat going on about the Liverpool situation. Last night. I personally think that Alexis Sanchez could have got a red card for the first yellow card. He didn't. So there's no point saying that really, but he could have done. The second one was weak, but in the modern game, it's always going to happen. And ultimately, VAR is a waste of time because they're not going to go against their decision. McNeil look amazing, says Raz. Thank you very much. What's the score in that game at the moment, actually? I think they're winning, aren't they? And Mark, as a Swiss, I've seen Akanji play quite a lot of times and he's a good defender, but he seems to be injured a lot. Look at his injury record, says Steg. Well, again, I don't mind Akanji. I think he's a good centre-back, and but I don't think he'd be a player that's going to play first-team football for United regularly. Asensio's touch has not been great. That was from there, okay. They're 2-0 up. Thank you very much. I don't know what's happening with Everton, but I think Everton are in... Ooh, I tell you what, Benzema there. Talk about crackers. That was absolutely... Or was it Modric? I don't know who it's this. I just see the shot. Modric. Benzema. Oh, I tell you what. Keeper was worried. That was close. Bit of a finesse R1 shot. Nice ball in here. Cuts it back. Oh. And Donnarumma keeps it out. Corner. Or was it offside? Ducker talking about Ronaldo again. Ranić saying if a player is injured, they can do whatever they want. Media constantly blaming the GOAT, says Arjun. Mark, I know you rate Arteta and I respect your opinion, but can't lie, I'm Arteta out. He'd get us to a certain point, in my opinion. Then we should move on, says Nathan. Well, mate, you're the Arsenal fan. It's up to you. But, your certain point over recent years has been, fighting for fourth. And... I don't think Arsenal are going to win titles. I don't care who your manager is. I don't think you're going to win titles anytime soon. So I'd be very happy with the progress you're making at the moment. In relation to Ronaldo, I've just put a tweet out on Twitter. So if you want to retweet it and give it a bit of support, that would be appreciated. But basically just said what somebody just said there. It's the same journalists who I think are in the pocket of the club, briefing stuff to benefit others. I mean, Ronaldo wasn't fit to play at the weekend and he went to Portugal. It wasn't sanctioned, apparently, but the club are not going to do anything about it. I fail to see what the problem is. Like, Cavani's had extended holidays and missed games when he was fit. If you're injured, you're injured. I really don't see what the problem with it is. Bigger fish to fry, but, what it really is about turning people against Ronaldo and deflecting again, which is what United are all about. And I'd love to know who Ducker is getting his information from, because it will be somebody who wants to damage Ronaldo's name, basically. This game is really interesting. 26 minutes. PSG have had a couple of chances. Real Madrid knocking on the door. The next goal is huge. The Honest Tiger, thank you very much. He says 2-0 youth team fans sings we want the Glazers out. Thank you very much there. Mark, what's your top 3 stadiums you would visit? Says Cameron. Ooh, cross the goal. Cleared away by Mendes for PSG. This game's not going to finish 0-0, is it? Why do you think Gary Neville and Roy undermine Arsenal rebuilding the squad and they said Manchester United are too big for it, no trophies in 5 years? I don't know. I think with a lot of Manchester United's ex-players, there is a mentality that some fans just can't understand, and I think it is quite easy to understand. It's called nostalgia. Their football career was very successful, and they're very proud of it, and they're probably very confident about it. And I think that therefore, he's caught. Asensio there. I think he's all right. I think he's Vinicius Junior. He's caught him a little bit, but he's all right. But I think they think the solutions to Manchester United's problems are what the solutions were when they were playing. I think that's what it is. I think Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Rio Ferdinand, I think they think that the solutions to Manchester United are how Man United played when they were there. And that's not the case, because I don't actually think Sir Alex Ferguson would be successful as he was in the modern game, because he could basically win the title with any team at one point. But you look at the Klopps and the Peps of this world, and even the Tuchels, even the Contes, to be fair, that it would be very, very hard for him to to be dominant. I think he'd find a way because he was a genius, but football's moved on, and yeah, you're not going to win titles off DNA. You think about it like I was watching a clip the other day on a brand new US what do they call it? Aircraft carrier. Basically, it's cost billions of pounds for them to build this new aircraft carrier, right? And they were saying that the aircraft carriers that they've got, Mbappe, right hand side, he's overhit it. No, he hasn't. They've got these aircraft carriers that they built in the 70s, which they're basically saying are better than what a lot of other countries have got anyway, so why build a new one? But obviously they keep needing service. They're gonna go out of service at some point, so they're spending a lot of money on a new aircraft carrier. Well, that's like football. You know, things that were successful in the past, you've got to evolve. Football's got to evolve, and I think that's where a lot of clubs go wrong, and I think that's where United have gone wrong, very wrong, and I think it's also where some of our ex-players go wrong, because they think they think the solution resides in the past. But if all solutions were in the past, then we'd never evolve, would we? You know, Pep Guardiola didn't exist. Pep Guardiola's style of football didn't exist 15 years ago. We were still living in the Mourinho way. And in 10 years' time, there'll be a different brand of football. And it's about being ahead of those curves. I'll tell you what though, I've thoroughly enjoyed this game so far. Half an hour gone. I still think Sir Alex Ferguson could win the title, yeah, Diesel, but he wouldn't be as dominant. Here's Messi. Nice ball into Neymar. Careful, careful, careful. Here's Messi. Little dink. Oh! He put it across the face of the goal. I thought he put it in the goal. Lovely play between Messi and Neymar. What do you think of Garnacho? Says Weekend Bus. Well, I really rate him, and I really rate Charlie McNeil. I just don't know whether they're ready yet. Oh, I don't think he was shooting Messi there. I think he was trying to just put it into the middle. Red Dead Redemption will be back, Lewis. It might be back tomorrow night, actually. There's a lot of injuries in this game. A lot of people going down. Has a Real Madrid player gone down again here? Nacho. To be fair, he has been caught. Who do you think's going to win, Ryans? I still think PSG, but who will win something first, United or England, says Chris. United are beating Wolves 2-0 in the FA Youth Cup. I think the other semi-final is Chelsea against Forest, isn't it? And I don't know when the final is. I presume it will be in April. Would you take Hakimi at United, says Sherman? Mate, you're talking about one of the world's best right-backs. Would I take it at Manchester United? I don't know whether you're aware, but we've got a bit of a problem at right-back, so yes. Imagine Sir Alex Ferguson, Klopp, Pep competing for the title, says Sebastian. Yeah, it would be great. I mean, really, we're not that far off. Imagine this United team managed by Sir Alex Ferguson. You've got Liverpool with Klopp, Man City with Pep, Chelsea with Tuchel. What that would be brilliant. Maybe give Arsenal to prime Wenger. Imagine that. Spurs can have Conte because he's about... Sorry, we just dropped out a bit there. It was when we mentioned Newcastle and it went down. Refresh. Alpha Gaming, thanks for the super chat. And he's kept it in, Mendes here. Cuts it back. Mbappe! 1-0. It's there. In off the post. Oh no, offside. Offside. Oh, he must feel an idiot now. Mark, I think you are wrong. Barcelona's style of football has been around since the 90s with Cruyff Dream. That team is probably better than any Premier League team, says Leonardo. No, that's really disrespectful to Pep Guardiola. That's really disrespectful to Pep Guardiola, that is, because he's definitely offside here, Nuno. It's a shame because it's a good goal. Close call. That's disrespectful to Pep to say that he's just basically playing the same way that Johan Cruyff did. It's offside. Offside. R says it wasn't off. It definitely was, mate. Benzema with a header straight at Donnarumma. Ten minutes to go to half time. Still 0-0. Still finely balanced. To be honest with you, I'm glad about that because I wouldn't want it to be a game that was like PSG 2-0 very quickly and then there's no excitement in it. Cool. Pep style is the Johan Cruyff style perfected. It's why Ajax players do very well at Barcelona. In regards to United, I would sell all the Brits, says Ari. I think PSG are the more threatening side, but whilst it remains 0-0, they've got a chance. Any secrets about marriage, says Lele. No, nothing I can say on here, mate. Oh, I've got me hot water, but I've got a new kettle. It'll probably taste completely different. Yeah, Real Madrid need to do a little bit more here. I think that I wouldn't say the PSG goal's coming, but they're certainly the more likely to score. Here's Vinicius Jr. They're going to go and score now, aren't they? Not like that, they're not. Carvajal. There's Ancelotti's football. There's nothing wrong with it. Good cross. And Benzema. Oh, I thought he was going to score there. And I saw Donnarumma wasn't going to get it, but he headed it wide. Favourite Premier League ball, says David Fleming. I don't really have one, to be honest. You pick. Pick away. Up to you. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. I think we've gone past to 625,000. So thanks everyone who's watching. Get involved with That's Football. We'll have a bit of a debate at half time as usual. We'll play a bit of either or, I think, today. You can get involved in the live polls. So subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Remember, I'm going to be doing Formula 1 watch-alongs on here as well. I can't show you the game, no. I mean, you know, as if I'd have Champions League rights. It'd be nice, but no. Still 8 minutes to go to half time. Awoken says, I don't want PSG to win because they're rich. Well, it's a good a reason as any, pal. It's a good a reason as any. Would I take Benzema at United, says Steg? 100%. 100%. Yes. Here we go again. Mbappe's through. I don't think he's going to get caught. He is going to get caught. It's Alaba against Mbappe. Oh, it's a goal. It's absolutely fantastic, and he's not offside that time. It's absolutely superb. He's got Alaba in front of him. Neymar slips him in. He sprints through the middle. He smacks it into the bottom corner. He's beaten one of the world's best goalkeepers and one of the world's better centre-backs, and he's made them look like a couple of school ground kids, because this is just fantastic. Lovely ball by Neymar. No one's going to catch him. Stands up the defender and then smacks it into the bottom corner. I mean, maybe Courtois should do a little bit better. He gets a hand on it. It travels far enough, but it's just such a good finish. Near post too. Maybe he does him with the eyes. Maybe he makes him think he's going across the goal and he goes near post. But it's a fantastic goal by Mbappe. And it's 1-0 to PSG. Five minutes before half time. It makes it difficult for Real Madrid now. There's no away goals. They can still get back into it. They needed to score 2 goals anyway if they wanted to win. They now need to score 2 goals if they want to survive and take it to extra time. It's 1-0 and it's Mbappe. CCTV says that was poor by the keeper. I mean, look, I always tell people this, and I don't think this game's over anyway. It's at the Bernabeu. If they get one back, 2-0 is a dangerous score. I don't think it's over at all. Is there any other manager you would consider aside from Poch and Ten Hag, says Bihan? I'd love Nagelsmann. I really would love Nagelsmann. It's not going to happen though, is it? I think that with regards to... just back on the keeper thing there. I've said this before. When I was about 17, I actually went on a goalkeeping coaching course. I don't even know why I did it. It was an option, so I did it. And I learned all about angles and stuff like that. I'm not particularly brilliant in goal, to be honest, because I never really wanted to play in goal. But I used to do it every now and again, and I did this training thing. And so I understand about positions and angles, which I'm sure most of you would do without doing that. But in relation to that there, I don't actually blame Courtois, because I think the way Mbappe's opened his body up, if he puts that in the bottom corner, you can't decide to go too late. So I think as a goalkeeper, it's like a penalty. You know, he's in the penalty box when he's hit that. It's a bit like a penalty. You've got to be leaning one way. You've almost got to guess. And I think he thinks Mbappe's going to go across. And when he doesn't, he hasn't really got enough time to adjust himself to there. And, you know, he nearly makes a good save, but I think he's thinking it's going to the other side, and that's the excuse I would give him. Because he's done him on the front post. Neymar into Mbappe, back-heeled to Messi, blocked. Still Messi in the box. And Cruz will bring it away. Ultimately, I think there's a bit of a skill gap here. PSG are just a better team than Real Madrid at the moment, and this is why Real Madrid want Mbappe. But it's funny, isn't it? Mbappe will probably go to Real Madrid, and he's probably going to be the team that knock him out. Stephen Bihari says Pochettino. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please subscribe. We're on the road to 626,000. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll play a bit of either or at half time. We're 3 minutes away. If Poch wins the Champions League, Jake, he won't be allowed to leave PSG anyway. You'd have to spend a lot of money on him. What's the City score? Couldn't give a toss if someone wants to know. Nacho's been booked. Well, 100%. It was a yellow card. He's tripped Hakimi up. That's 100%. Jack says, is hot water worth trying? It's an acquired taste. I wouldn't... I don't know. I wouldn't say it's not. There's just something about it that I just quite... I wouldn't say I even like it. It's just... I don't know. It's quite warming for the soul, I suppose. But I like water, so. Is Camavinga playing? No, he's on the bench, Ivan. Madrid need to get to half time here because PSG are pushing for the killer goal here. Liverpool versus PSG final. Who wins? There's other news. I still think if Premier League clubs avoid each other in the quarterfinals, we might see an all Premier League final again. Will Trent says, why do they keep backing off him? They're scared. PSG are playing with a lot of confidence now as well. Madrid are looking like second-class citizens here in their own backyard. Mbappe, Messi. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle by Alaba. They're struggling here. PSG from back to front are just playing with so confidence here. Premier League title race, Liverpool or Man City, says Ryans. I don't really feel I can call that at the moment. It's a horrible thing as a United fan to have a preference in as well, because I really don't want any of them to win it. I really hoped Chelsea would win the league this year. I genuinely don't. I mean, we'll do that as our first poll because it changes by the week, doesn't it? We'll do that as our first poll at half time. But let's be honest, Mbappe is better than Haaland, says Connor T. Well, is there not a question that maybe Erling Haaland's a little bit injury prone? I have seen the Kenobi trailer, Archie. I'm going to watch it again after this, but I was quite impressed with it. Who's been better, says Nicholas Iron. I don't know who you're talking about, so I'm not reading that next bit. And as a United fan, what annoys me the most is the fact we have to watch Liverpool and Man City win while we do nothing to stop them, says Olive Dell. This is a lovely ball by Neymar, though. As long as you get it in behind, Mbappe's always going to get there. But Alaba doesn't probably do enough. Alaba probably doesn't do enough there either. I think Alaba is trying to show him towards shooting in the bottom corner, though, to be fair. Mark, I've always been curious to why pundits like Keane and Scholes seem to have a go at Fred and not Maguire or McTominay. Juan, figure it out. The answer's in your own question. Here is Hakimi into Mbappe. Flicks it into Neymar. He's in the box. They need to be careful. Oh, good tackle by Militao. They're still going here. And Courtois gets it. I tell you what, they're hanging on here, Real Madrid. They're hanging on. I suppose that's the only consolation they can take here, is that they're hanging on. Hi, Mark. I feel it's going to be PSG's year. They're good, and the final is in Paris as well. If that happens, we will get Poch, and we will change your mind on Poch. Thank you, Said. I don't. You do realise United will probably have to pay about 15 million for Pochettino. Mbappe turned Courtois into Ndia front post glitch as cannon fodder. Yeah, well, it's you know what Ndia can do. He can go swivel, can't he? If you know, you know. Club legend, and we just didn't even give him a goodbye game because he's a bloody arsehole running his contract down. Everything we've done for him. Saved the penalty in the FA Cup final. Are Arsenal getting European football? Says Kian. 100%. 100%. What type of European football? Probably Champions League. I hope PSG win the Champions League just so the United board don't get what they want, says Marcellino. And if Man United get through, which English team would you prefer to get, says Chaos Jokers. I think probably Chelsea, only because Liverpool and Man City are obviously fighting for the title, so by that virtue you'd say that they're the better two, but I wouldn't fancy us. Right, we're going to play our first either or here. We're going to go who wins the title, and a question is going to be Liverpool or Man City. Okay. Liverpool, Man City. There we go. So yes, let me just stop the clock. It's 1-0 to PSG. It's 2-0 on aggregate, which means they have got 1 foot in the quarterfinals, certainly. I think the worrying thing for Real Madrid is Asensio is the problem in Madrid's team, says Jazz. Yeah, I'm not been impressed with him at all. There's a couple of positions in that team that needs to change. And we have... What are people talking about? The titty. Oh, right. Who wins the titty? Liverpool or Man City? Well, it's a good one to win. Who wins the titty? Okay. Well done, Man City. They're winning at the moment. I thought it would be closer for the title between Man City and Liverpool. I'm surprised it's gone off at 66%, considering if Liverpool win their game in hand, they're 3 points behind City. And then if they beat City at the Etihad, they're above them because they've got better goal difference. I think it should be closer than that. Get rid of Alba and get Davis, said somebody there. Who wins the titty? This is what happens when you type in quick without your glasses on. I don't even know how I've got to titty there. Sevilla are playing West Ham tomorrow, yeah. Prem against... Prem against the La Liga again. That's one I think La Liga could win. That's one where I do think La Liga will win. So I'll be very impressed with West Ham if they can win that game, to be fair. United 3-0 up against Wolves in the under-18s game. They're going to the final, which is fantastic. Fantastic. I can't believe how many people are going for City here. By the way, forgot to say I do not want Poch. I don't think he's good enough. Do you think Ten Hag is what United needs to say? No, I don't actually think that's what United need. I think United need a new owner. I don't think there's a manager that can turn this around. I'd love to be wrong, but I don't think a manager can change this. What do you think about the relaunch of the new Super League? If done correctly, I think it could be a pretty good thing. It would be nice to see a team like Real Betis compete with that Bayern of the world, says Leonardo. I think the Super League will just make Real Madrid ridiculously rich. I think that's Perez's plan all along, and I you know, that's my opinion on it. So I think that's why he's so determined to get it going. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just my feeling about it. And if I am wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. Harry inspired the youth, says Neon. Don't attach him to that. McNeil for United first team. If you're good enough, you're old enough, says Danny. And I can't believe this. 35. Who's going to win the titty? Who's going to win the title? Liverpool with 35% of the vote and Man City 65% of the vote. I actually think that's a lot of confidence in Man City. So I will end the poll there because the next one I want to do is one that's sort of quite relevant to what we're talking about here. We're going to play either or in the chat. It's decided by you. You vote for which you think is the best. Mbappe, Haaland. Which one would you take at your club? Mbappe or Haaland? Get involved in the chat with that one. Hope Man United don't go anywhere near Asensio, says Forever. I don't think any Premier League club would go near Asensio. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Very appreciated if you do that. Titty Bridge, says Weasel. I suppose I brought that on myself. We're 400 subscribers away from 626,000. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. You're very welcome on the channel. That's football. Everybody's welcome on here. We do have club preferences, but we try not to be too biased with it. It's just people interacting, watching football. That's what That's Football's all about. PSG would have played Man United off the pitch, says Aggie. Well, you know, Man United's record against PSG in the last couple of years hasn't been too bad. You're probably right, though, because United are a bit crap at the moment, but they've not been too bad. But, yeah, I think PSG are set up perfectly for this sort of a game. They're 1-0 up from the first leg. They've got a good defensive unit, and then they've got blistering pace and flair with Neymar and Mbappe going through the middle. Are you going to live stream the FA Cup, the Youth FA Cup finals as late? I probably will do. Actually. I just need to know when it is. I know the other semi-final's not happening yet, but I don't know who would be the favourite in that. I don't know who. Chelsea tend to be very good youth. I think Chelsea are probably the favourites. I mean, I don't follow youth football enough to be able to tell you that, but I think Chelsea will be the favourites. They've got Forest in the other semi-final. Obviously, United are going to the final. Haaland is injury prone at the moment, says Usman. Prone, but yeah, I know what you mean. 72% of the vote for Mbappe, so that's a nice and easy, quick one. This tie is over, says Alex. Not necessarily. If it was in Paris, I'd probably agree with you. If you've got any either-ors that you want me to do, let me know. Trouble with United is the fans are stupid, shouting Glazers out with the United Superstore bag in their hands, says Colin. Arsenal fan, but I'm only picking Mbappe because Haaland's injuries worry me, says Anon. George or Mildred, says Robert McCormack. God, you're not that old, are you? And the crowd is very dead, says Sharma. I mean, I personally think that if Real Madrid do get knocked out, there's a high chance that Real Madrid will go for Pochettino because, you know, they won't like being knocked out of the Champions League the round before the quarterfinals. And let's not forget, Real Madrid got absolutely shat on, didn't they? Can't remember that this draw got redone. And the first time out, I think Real Madrid got Benfica and Man United got PSG. So, yes, interesting. Here's one I'll do for you then. I quite like this one. Takes a little bit of thinking. Shouldn't be as straightforward as some people might think it is, because we are dealing with two of the best number 9s in the world. Benzema or Harry Kane? In the chat. There you go. It's your latest poll. Kent or Goldbridge says safe. And hey Mark, have you considered doing a manager head-to-head on the United stand in the near future, says Irem. I have done, but accumulating the stats is a bit difficult because they don't actually play football themselves, do they? So, you know, when you compare managers, you're looking at different leagues with relation to all your stats, whereas it's nice and easy to do it when it's players from the same team who play in the same league. Comparisons are a lot easier to do. So we did a Wan-Bissaka against Delo deep dive comparison on the United stand this afternoon, and Delo obliterated Wan-Bissaka in every single area. But it's easy to compare them because they play in the same team, they get the same chances in the team in the same league. So it's not that close between Benzema and Kane. I think it should be a little bit closer, but there you go. Unknown says they love PSG. It's a disgrace to compare Benzema to Kane. One has multiple Champions League, the other has not, says 08. Yeah, but George Best never won anything at international level because he played for Northern Ireland. Does that mean he was nowhere near as good as Maradona? You know, sometimes your circumstances dictate your trophy cabinet. So, you know, it can be a factor, but Harry Kane's played all his career at Spurs. If Benzema had played all his career at Spurs, would he have won all the Champions Leagues? No. So, you know, you do have to look at it like that sometimes. I'd personally go for Benzema ahead of Kane anyway, but, you know, I don't think you can hold that against him. Hi Mark, my grandson and I listen to you once a week and we very much enjoy your YouTube content. Still working how to use this blooming app, says Great Balls of Fire. Well, I'm glad that you do enjoy it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope everybody who's watching is doing very well. We've got nearly 15,000 watching, which is great for a PSG Real Madrid game. I'm just looking actually at what's coming up for the weekend, because actually, talking about Harry Kane, it's United against Spurs on Saturday at 5:30. I know I'm doing that game. We've got... I'm not really interested in Brighton Liverpool on Saturday lunchtime. Sunday, bloody Sunday. What's on Sunday? Arsenal Leicester at 4:30. We'll do that. And then obviously next Tuesday it's United Atletico Madrid. And then on the Wednesday it's Lille against Chelsea. There's games every day next week again. There's games tomorrow night in the Prem. Oh, a week on Sunday though. Forest against Liverpool. And Middlesbrough Chelsea on the Saturday. That'll be good as well. Yeah, so our next watch along is going to be Sunday. Leicester against Arsenal. Big game that. Big week for Arsenal. Haven't Arsenal got 3 games in a week? I think Arsenal are playing... I'm sure Arsenal are playing 3 games. Arsenal playing Liverpool on 8:15 on the Wednesday. So I'll probably do that instead of Lille against Chelsea, or try and keep an eye on both. Yeah, it's a big week for Arsenal. Got Villa on the Saturday as well. Probably do every Arsenal game, actually, as a watch-along. Mark, could you honourably say hello to Gibbs, boys, and especially Howard? He really admires you, says success. Thank you very much. Hello to Howard. And what player were you convinced would make it but didn't? Mine's Yannick Bolasie. Thought he was class, says Jack. It's a great question, that. I'd leave that to the chat. What one player did you think would make it but didn't? I actually thought one player, you know, you should always go with your gut. One player that really comes to mind, and there's a few at United, but one player that generally comes to mind is I really did think Theo Walcott was going to be amazing. And the only real reason I did think he was going to be amazing is because he came after Michael Owen. He was just before Rooney, actually, because he went to the 2002 World Cup. And I just thought he's going to be... I actually think he glided on the ball a bit better than Michael Owen. So I was convinced he was going to be good, but obviously he wasn't. Messi getting carried by Mbappe while Ronaldo is getting dragged by Maguire and co. Life isn't fair. Only 2 league goals and still protected by the media, says Ronaldo fan. Combined 11, Fergie's treble winning team and Pep's City team, says Ivan. And Mark, don't you find these games more enjoyable than United? The club is killing me. More training pictures being spammed today. They never learn, says Braden. Yeah, training ground FC, isn't it? You know, they're probably contractually obliged to put those pictures out as well, by the way. They'll have done a deal with that training ground. This is a glimpse into the world of Man United and brands, right? They'll have done a deal for 25 million for that training kit, right? And they'll know by putting pictures out, they're going to get a load of shit. But they'll have done the contract with the training ground sponsor. So they've got to put the pictures out. That's how it works. When you're paying £25 million a year to put your... I mean, who pays £25 million a year to be a training ground sponsor? But that's why they'll be doing it. I tell you what, I'd love to see Maguire against Mbappe in a sprint from the halfway line, because I genuinely think Mbappe would make the goal line before Maguire hit the penalty spot. I'm not taking the piss. You think about it, from the halfway line to the goal line, I think Mbappe would pass the goal line before Maguire hit the edge of the penalty spot. That's not saying he's super slow. It's saying he's slow, but I think he would. Look at a football pitch. I think Mbappe would easily make the goal line before Maguire hit the penalty spot, the edge of the penalty box. I mean, to be fair, if I was running against him, I wouldn't get out the centre circle before he hits the goal line. So, you know. Anyway, Benzema has won 67% to 33% with a massive 8,000 votes. Thank you, everybody. How long do you give Eddie Howe at Newcastle? Was a super chat there. Thank you very much. He will get sacked at some point. Newcastle will do what Man City did, what Chelsea did. They will use a manager to their peak, and then they'll get rid of them. And what is Eddie Howe's peak? I mean, he probably can take them to top 8, and then I think he will go. And then they'll go and get a manager who can take them to top 4. And then they'll get a manager who can take them to Premier League title race. And then they'll get a manager who can take them to the Premier League title and then the Champions League. And that's how it'll work. Please do percentage on us signing Akanji, says Said. I'd probably say 60% at the moment. Can you wish my daughter Caden a happy birthday and good luck with her Legends FC squad? Happy birthday to Caden and good luck with your Legends FC squad. Second half has just kicked off here. Let me just get the timer up and running. I'm a bit late on this. Sorry, everybody. We're up and running now. Pep or Klopp? I'll run the poll, MFs. We've done it before. I will do one for you. Either or. Pep. Klopp. I would go Klopp, but they're both very, very good at what they do. Sell Proctor, says Marcus. Well, you'll be involved in that chat at 3 o'clock on Friday if you want that to happen, because on my FIFA career mode, which is on my Twitch channel, which the link is in the video description, please do give me a follow. We're trying to get up to 200,000 on there. I do my summer transfer window with the live chat. So there you go. Hey, we're only 200 subscribers away from 626,000 now. So please hit that button in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe. You're very, very welcome. Do you think Real Madrid can get back into the game? Well, I do, because it's at the Bernabeu and it's 2-0. And 2-0 is quite a dangerous score when you're the away team. Obviously, Real Madrid, I think if they get one goal, it changes the context of the game. The next goal's the killer, really. If PSG get it, it's game over. If Real Madrid get it, it's game on. Ronaldo plays out of position and injured, yet not appreciated. He's not a striker and plays best from the left with freedom. Love your channel, says Zoom. Thank you very much. Yeah, Ronaldo's underappreciated. I don't really care about rivals because, you know, that's the whole point of football, isn't it? To wind up rival fans. But United fans have become quite toxic, I think, in relation to certain players. And you'll get people going, well, you're the same. If Harry Maguire starts playing well for United or Scott McTominay starts playing well for United, I will tell you they're playing well for United. It's not an agenda. It's an assessment of their form. But we do have people in our fan base who blatantly hate certain players. I don't think that's healthy. Verratti works hard, says Patrick. Yeah. I like him. Have you read The Gruffalo, says Joe. I have read The Gruffalo, yeah. It's very close between Klopp and Pep, by the way. Mark, why don't you want Poch? PSG have played good stuff, says Daniel Johnson. Look, there's no doubting that Poch is a good manager, but I'm not going to change my opinion because PSG are beating Real Madrid. This is based on 3 years of saying I'm not convinced about Poch at Manchester United. Real should give Camavinga a run out, Mark, says Leroy Cooper. I'm not reading the Gruffalo. I can read you another page of my story from last night. We all want to know what the relationship with the sister's about. I haven't seen the new Batman yet, no. Apparently it's very good. Come on, Real Madrid. Get a goal back. Nice ball. Oh, he is crap. Is that Asensio again? He is bloody rubbish. He gets slipped through one-on-one and he ends up fouling Mbappe. It's Asensio. First touch of a bowl of porridge. How you doing, Mark? Love your content, says Alfie. I'm good, mate. Hope you're doing well. It was good play by Real Madrid. You're right, Carter, but the first touch of Asensio, yet again, is shite. Is Charlie McNeil a potential striking option for United, says Reese? Well, yes, he is. It's just whether he's ready or not. You know, the funny thing is, I did say this at the start of the Champions League knockout stage. I said, I think there might be a big chance that there's no La Liga side in the quarterfinals. And I got pelters for it. Absolute pelters for it. Well, at the moment, Real Madrid are heading out. Villarreal have got to go to Juventus. They could get knocked out there. And obviously United could knock Atletico Madrid out. I certainly don't think we'll see a La Liga side in the semi-final. Spurs, Bale or Andy Robertson, says Evan Whelan. Well, Gareth Bale was world class for Spurs when he was playing off the left. So you'd have to go for Bale. But the problem with that is that Andy Robertson will win because it's current. That's why people start talking about this, you know, teams of the present being better than treble-winning sides or Invincibles or the Chelsea 05 side when it's not true. Bihan says, favourite scran at the stadium. Well, to be honest, some of the pictures I see, I don't know whether you follow that account where they show you shit food from the stadium and what you pay for. It's not always the best. If we really want a long-term project, it's Ten Hag, says Nate. Thank you very much. And Mark, my friend Tom really likes to watch your streams. He's sitting his GCSEs this year. He would love a shout-out. It's Instagram, and it's _tom.hall_. There you go. That's from Success199. Everybody go and follow or take a look at _tom.hall_. In fact, it's not that. It's _Tom.Hall._. You're never going to get many followers with that, mate. In fact, it's _Tom.Hall. I'm not very good at this. It's _Tom. No, it's not. It's _Tom.Hall. _Tom.Hall. There you go. We got there in the end. If he gets one follower, it's worth it. Asensio again. He's so bad. He's going to score, isn't he? Look at the poll. 50-50 after 6,000 votes. Come on, cast your vote in the poll. Who would you rather have, Pep or Klopp? Top 10 stadiums, says Lele. I can't do it. I can't do it. What stadiums I like in the UK? I like Villa. I mean, obviously, I love Old Trafford. I like Villa Park. I like Goodison Park. You can. Oh, bloody hell! It was a good hit from bloody miles out, and it hit somebody on the head. I think it was Carvalho. No, it was Valverde. Hits it from about 35 yards on the volley. I don't know whether they were trying to. That was love your content, says Goal. Thank you very much. I'd like to see a replay of this. It's like Scholes against Bradford. He hits it quite well, and it smacks. He tries to head it away. I think it's Paredes. I don't think it would have beat Donnarumma from there anyway. Yeah, you'll find that I like a lot of the traditional grounds. Well, you can say Villa Park's a dump, but obviously it's where Ryan Giggs scored that goal. So, you know, Villa Park was a traditional semi-final venue. So, you know, Goodison Park's a bit of a dump, but it's, you know, I've always liked Goodison Park. It's, I suppose it's nostalgia, isn't it? I'm Sunshine, Gary Neville. I'm full of nostalgia. But no, I mean, you know, I remember Goodison Park from when I was like a kid, seeing it on the telly. So, you know, I do like the older state. I used to love Highbury. I went to Highbury as a kid. I love Highbury. It's not there anymore. Well, it is, but it's all flats and stuff now. But I used to like Highbury. I liked the old Wembley better than the new Wembley, even though the new Wembley is clearly a better stadium. I just loved the atmosphere of the old Wembley. So yeah, Old Trafford. Stamford Bridge is a bit disappointing, you know. Here we go. Here we go. It's over. It's over. Oh no, it's offside. Well, Mbappe can't be offside. Surely Mbappe's not offside here. It's got to be a goal. Oh no, he's off. He is off, yeah. He's off. He is off. Lovely skill by Mbappe, but he's offside. Vinicius Jr., good little run. Shoot straight at the keeper. It's going end to end now. Yeah, I've always liked the look of Stamford Bridge on the telly, but when you actually go there, it's a little bit disappointing outside. Chelsea fans won't like that. I don't think the Emirates is particularly great outside, really. It's a bit dull. I don't know what I'm expecting to see outside, but they've got the real life Tony Adams doing the statue thing. I thought it was I've done a video on it before. I thought it was a statue of Tony Adams, but apparently he hasn't really got much to do, so he just sprays himself silver and stands outside there 12 hours a day. I can't really say Anfield's one of my favourite grounds, can I? They're the biggest rivals, so I can't really say that. Oh, lovely play here. Neymar picks it up. PSG look more likely to get the next goal in this, but Real Madrid are fighting. Crowd seems very subdued, doesn't it? They're a bit of a spoilt lot, though, aren't they, Real Madrid fans? I don't know what they're like. I mean, we might have some Real Madrid fans in the chat. What are you like when things aren't going your way? Are you good at getting your crowd going, or, you know, sometimes I think of Old Trafford. You know, we've been up against it at times, and we will get behind the players if they're putting the effort in and they're trying their best, even if they're not quite as good. Great tackle by Alaba on Mbappe there. He's causing problem after problem after problem. Mbappe's just on a different level tonight. On the world stage as well. But I don't know what Real Madrid fans are like. Do they get spoiled or do they get behind the team? He's on another level though, isn't he, Mbappe? I've just tweeted about it. They're absolutely fantastic. They're a bit spoilt. They boo their own players, says Splendid. We turn on our players, says Dad. Well, I think in this scenario, what you need, if you're in the Bernabeu, is you need a crowd to get behind the players. Because, you know, only an idiot. Camavinga's coming on for Cruz. Only an idiot would think Real Madrid's in a position to go toe-to-toe with PSG, man for man, in relation to ability. They're not going to be able to do that. So they are the underdog. They were the underdog in the tie, and the fans need to appreciate that. So in that sort of a situation, this is a very big, intimidating ground. And if they got behind the players and urged them on as the underdog, it could make a difference. But I don't know whether they're doing that. At least they took Asensio off because he's crap. Mbappe or Salah, please do a poll, says William. I'm happy to do that. Pep's won by 1%. 9,000 votes. 51% to 49%. If Klopp had money that Pep has, the league would be over by Christmas every year. Klopp's bought bargains like Robbo, million, and Mane 34, and Salah for 55. He's done a great job, Aiden. He has done a great job. That's why I prefer Klopp. I think he's done it the harder way. And I prefer his football, even though Pep's is very good. Either or, Mbappe or Salah. Salah! Get in the chat. The poll is open. Wasn't it Moyes who recommended Murta? Surely he should have gone with Moyes in 2014. Doesn't it highlight structural flaws at the club, says the Beast. Yeah, but he probably came in. Edward liked him and says you can stay. That's just typical United. Mates race. You probably raise a good point there. United is full of deadwood from top to bottom. It's not just the playing staff. There's coaches, fitness, recruitment. There's people who were brought in by Moyes. There's people who's probably been brought in by different managers and have survived, Come on, Real Madrid. Get a goal and make it interesting. Get behind them. Madridistas. Well, I think Mbappe will win this because he's playing tonight and he's playing very, very well. But I actually would say Salah. I don't care. I'll always say what I think. I might be wrong, but it's my honest opinion. And that's all you can do, isn't it? I'm not going to be swayed by recency. Mbappe's a fantastic player, but Mo Salah does it week in, week out in the hardest league in the world. So, for me, Mbappe is doing... I mean, this is just amazing. You're going to have to book him there. Carvajal, he was going to be through here, Mbappe. And then this is just, I don't blame people voting for Mbappe when he's doing stuff like this. I still think Madrid need probably 4 or 5 first-team players to improve. I don't think they're particularly bad at centre-back. Alaba's trying to get Militao to stay on the pitch. He's hurt his leg. One is in the Premier League, the other's in a Farmers League, says Eva. Yeah, I mean, I understand it. You're watching Mbappe play like this, and people are just going to go with the moment and go, he's better than Salah. But, for me, it's that old saying, isn't it? Form is temporary, class is permanent. And I think when you're playing in the... Oh, my Christ! What is he doing? Just pass it back! Benzema! It's a goal for Real Madrid! It's 2-1 and Benzema has got a goal back! Game on! Benzema! It's a mistake by Donnarumma. It comes across the goal. He's saying, I don't know what's gone on. I don't know what goes on. It's a pass back to Donnarumma. He takes a touch. He tries to pass it. He messes it up. Oh, he wants a foul by Benzema. Don't think he's going to get it. And Benzema gets the cutback from Vinicius Jr. Passes in. And it's now 1-1. Benzema. Game on. This is exactly what we wanted as a neutral. Exactly what we wanted as a neutral. A game of football. I don't even know what I want in this game, to be honest. What do you want? I almost feel we should do a poll on that. Who do you want to win? Not who do you think's going to win. Who do you want to win? So Mbappe's beat Salah by 64% to 36%. And I'm going to do another poll. Who do you want to win? I'm interested by this. Who do you want to win? Real, PSG, get voted in the chat. I do like Benzema. Cracking goal. Well, it's not a cracking goal, it's a mistake. It's a mistake by Donnarumma. But it's been a cracking second half. Half an hour to go. If Real Madrid get another, it's extra time. I need to stand up. I don't think I've had a stretch all stream. There used to be someone in the chat who used to tell me to stretch. It's on. It's on like Pete's on. I made £100. I made a bet for £1,000 that Sporting will win, says Rice the Beast. I don't know whether they are or not. Let me have a look. No, 0-0. Okay, Benzema gets up for the header. He looks on fire at the moment. Lovely cross into Benzema. He wins the header. He directs it down to the bottom corner. Donnarumma is stretching. He's beaten, but it just goes wide. I don't think he was beaten if it was going in, but what a header by Benzema. I think he just about had his angles covered there, Donnarumma. But that, what a game. We thought it would be a good game. What a game. We're only 100 subscribers away from 626,000. Please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. You're very welcome. Oh my God. What are they doing at the back? Don't do them. Real Madrid have got it now. But it was a back pass that I thought Mbappe's blisteringly feet. Real Madrid on the attack. They don't need to panic too much. Here's Vinicius Jr. He's looking good as well. Has he outshone Neymar in this game? I think he probably has. Best Brazilian on the pitch? Probably. 59% want Real Madrid to win. 41% want PSG to win. Another substitution coming on here for Real Madrid. I think that's Rodrigo, isn't it? If Pep wants you, he'll break the bank to get you. Nobody knew who Rodri or Ruben Diaz was until Pep. One has the money, the other's good at bargaining, says Bra. Yeah, but I knew who Ruben Diaz was. United were linked to him 2 years before because Mourinho was looking at him. So I knew who I did. I think a lot of United fans knew who he was. Jesus as well, we were linked to him. Sane, we were linked to him. Firmino, we were linked to him. We just didn't get any of them. Oh, good save by Donnarumma. But they've given a foul anyway. Of course, PSG have got Di Maria, but I don't think they bring him on that much, do they? I mean, Draxler and Di Maria need to make a move, don't they? It's one thing stat padding in the French league. It's another thing sitting on the bench when you're doing it. I actually think that's a foul on Donnarumma, you know. In the Premier League, I think they'd go to VAR and say that's a foul. I actually think he does get fouled. Not that I'm glad that it didn't get given. I hope Real get this win so PSG do well as PSG will do well in the Champions League, says Leon. Yeah, if you've got aspirations of winning this, like you're a Liverpool or Man City or Chelsea fan, you probably would want Real Madrid to win. Because if I was Liverpool, Man City or Chelsea, I'd fancy my chances against Real Madrid more than PSG. Even though I think Liverpool and Man City and Chelsea could beat PSG. You would fancy your chances against Real Madrid more. That doesn't mean that Real Madrid couldn't beat any of those teams. They're playing well at the moment, Real Madrid. That should have been a foul on Benzema. There's no advantage there, referee. Do you know the game of football? There's no advantage when the man who needs to be on the end of the cross gets fouled on the edge of the box. Come on. Turn your head on. Pratt in red. Madrid on the attack again. Benzema on the right-hand side. Get in the box. Oh, he's hobbling a bit. Oh, come on, Benzema. Get some WD-40 on him. Get in the box. This is whip. This is coming in. This is for you. Not on that. Not on that. Why do you think a change in manager works for Barcelona but not for United, says Leonardo? Because Barcelona, Real Madrid and other clubs are obsessed with being successful on the football pitch. United are obsessed with being successful off the pitch. So Barcelona and Real Madrid will do what it takes as quickly as they can to be successful. Hi Mark, you can see why Ronaldo shone in this team. So many chances being created, incomparable to United. Never seen journalists make similar analysis as Elliot Taylor. But, you know, most journalists are absolutely shit at tactically analysing a game. I'm sorry. You know why that is? Because you don't learn to tactically analyse a game at uni. And there's a lot of journalists that are very precious about the fact that they've been to uni to get a degree in it. And I respect it. I think it's great if that's what you want to do and you want to get a degree in it. But they don't teach you to play football or tactically analyse a game. You need to do that in your own time. And so many journalists are brilliant about writing great words about the game of football and individuals and what their impact is and this, that and the other. But tactically, I think there's a real gap in the market there. "22 minutes to go." I can't think of a mainstream journalist who covers Manchester United who ever talks about anything tactically. It's just opinion. Well, I think that this player should be playing. Well, give us some facts then. Tell us. Top 4 teams in Serie A versus Grimsby Town, Scunthorpe United, the Dog and Duck and Seb School football team, says Bowstring. He's trying to wind up the Serie A. He's trying to wind them up. PSG have not really done much in the last few minutes as an attacking force. I still think they'll win, by the way. 59% want Real Madrid to win. 41% want PSG to win. Neymar's just gone down injured here. Scooby-Doo! I tell you what, on a serious note, I wouldn't have known Messi was playing. You know, and I know that's going to bring, you know, complaints. I'm going to tweet it anyway. I really haven't noticed him at all. I think it's sad. It's really sad, isn't it? I absolutely. He'd probably go and score a goal. That doesn't mean I've barely noticed him for the last 70 minutes. Please subscribe, by the way. We're 70 away from 626,000. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And that's a corner for PSG. So... I'd completely forgotten he was playing second half. It's just that they don't play to his strengths, do they? You've got Mbappe and Neymar who are very quick players, and Messi. I think in a tactical way. Let's analyse it tactically. The transition of PSG from defence to front is very, very quick. That's not really Messi's game, is it? He's not a sprinter, so he probably doesn't suit. He's a player that suits this, where they're in the third phase with the ball and lots of players around. He doesn't suit first phase to third phase in 5 seconds. That's going to suit Mbappe and Neymar. And I think that's why Messi struggles in this PSG side, because their transitions are very quick. And he's not about that. He's never been about that. Do you want me to ask Simon Stone anything about United because his son plays for my football team, says Cameron Cena? Not really, because... I don't think he ever speaks that bad about the club. He probably knows quite a lot. I don't know whether he'd tell you. Oh, here we go! My God, what a chance! What a chance for Vinicius Jr. on the back post. It drops to him and he puts it over the bar. Timo Jr. What a chance. It's fortuitous the way it falls, but he's got to score. He's got to at least put it on the target. Keep it down. Keep it down. Messi would suit Man City perfectly, Lewis. You're absolutely right. Because Man City are not a team that transition from back to front really quick. And you don't, there's nothing wrong with that. And Man City are brilliant at it. Despacito, that's how they do it down in Puerto Rico. Real Madrid are such a massive club though, aren't they? Massive club. How many years do you think it would take for Real Madrid to win the FA Cup? No, well, they're never going to do that, to be honest. They're very good, but they can't win the FA Cup. The Champions League, how long do I think it would take? I think they will win it in the next 5 years. That might be a little bit premature, but the speed and... I mean, look, if they get Mbappe and they get Haaland, they're going to score a shitload of goals, aren't they? But I don't necessarily think that solves all their problems. What's their midfield about?
Down to a comedy gig.
Imagine City versus Bayern, Liverpool versus PSG, and United versus Juventus next round, says Lele. I love the Champions League. And I think that the quarterfinals should be very, very good. Can see PSG bottling this, says Ivan. I think this is the problem with PSG. And I think you've hit the nail on the head. They're very good when things are going their way. But when things don't go their way, PSG don't look that good. Don't you think it's dumb that United are talking to players about contract extensions before a new manager comes in? Just shows nothing is changing, says Nate. Yeah, I'm going to use that on the morning show. I was thinking about that the other day. Contract extensions before a new manager. I'm not going to bore you with it now. But it's a very interesting insight into what United's all about, really. And it's retaining the value of a player, which they will do over speaking to a new manager. I don't think Messi's finished, the objective truth, and I don't think Ronaldo's finished. I think they're both playing in teams that just do not suit the way that they play. Oh, here we go. Vinicius Jr. What's his first touch like? He's too wide. He's too wide. They're back now. He lays it off. It's a shame. If he had the pace of Mbappe, he would have been in. Benzema! He's done it! It's 2-1! It's Real Madrid! It's 2-1. Is he offside? Is he offside? Is he offside? They're asking for offside. It's a goal! It's a goal! It's 2-1! It's Benzema again! Benzema again! We could be heading to extra time. It's Benzema again. Come on! This is what you love about football, isn't it? I told you, it was possible. It was possible. There was a time when it didn't look possible. It's now possible because it's a reality. Lovely run by Modric. He gets Vinicius Jr. in. He hasn't got the pace to get there himself. He's intelligent. He holds the ball up. He plays it along to Modric, who slips it into Benzema, who is onside. Hakimi plays him on. Intelligent striking positional there to get himself onto the offside position, and then he hits it low at the keeper's legs, which is what all good strikers should do. But actually it deflects in off Marquinhos. It's 2-1. It's not offside. It's game on. It's 2-2 on aggregate. Who is going to win this now? And what did I tell you? PSG, when the chips are down, they start to choke. And that's what they've done. They're very good when they're doing... It's a bit like United, really, but United are a crap version of it. When things are going well with this United side, they're full of confidence. As soon as things go wrong, their heads go down. Are we going to get a winner here, or is it going to go to extra time? It depends. They both might shit themselves a bit now. Exciting, exciting. And Vinicius Jr.'s in again. Oh no, Benzema! He's done it! He's done it! It's a hat-trick! What a game! What a game! Don't you just love this game? It's a hat-trick by Benzema! It's 3-1 to Real Madrid! They've come back! They've come back to life! La Liga and Real Madrid, they're alive and kicking, and Benzema has completed a stunning second half hat-trick to put Real Madrid within 13 minutes of knocking out PSG. What a performance by Real Madrid to come back here straight from the kickoff. They're all over them, and the bottling Parisians here, what are they doing? They've fallen apart. Get the checkbook out. Load their bank accounts. They need some inspiration because the traditionalists of Real Madrid have put them to bed in this second half. And it's Benzema, the old wily fox, who has turned this game around. What a finish. What a game. It's 3-1 and we've got 10 minutes to go. They're choking. They're choking here. But I think there's another twist. I think there's another twist. What a game. What a game. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I think there'll be another twist and turn here. And Pochettino's looking sweaty. He's looking very sweaty. You can't give him the job if he gets sacked by PSG. You can't do that. We absolutely cannot do that. I'm glad you're enjoying the commentary. Get me on bloody something. I'd happily do it. No swearing as well. And the board want him to be our manager. Did you see the Youth Cup this evening, Mark? I didn't, Knight. I've been very busy. But very, very big congratulations to them. Poch sacking incoming. And unfortunately, know where he goes next, as Said. And Real Madrid are doing what Man United need to do at City at the weekend. Vinicius is doing what Rashford needs to do. And Real Madrid are all over PSG's proper mentality, says Marcelino. Well, I may be fictitious here, but putting Rashford or Greenwood in Vinicius' position and they go for a shot, says K-Flow. Yeah, probably do. Marquinhos conjuring up his inner Maguire this game. That was a tight offside, actually. Tight onside for Benzema. Danilo's coming off for Di Maria. I've always said Benzema. I don't know why. I think it's because probably... I don't know why I do it. Benzema showing Mbappe who the real French star is. Madrid, by the way, Mark. Ageless, says Amit. And here comes all the Poch leaks. Poch can't win with his PSG side. What's he going to do with Fred and McTominay? He ain't the man. He ain't the man. He ain't the man. I've just tweeted it there, Real G. Everybody gone retweet it at Mark Goldbridge. Manchester United cannot sell a load of shit about rebuilding the club and then appoint somebody who's been sacked in his last 2 jobs and has bottled a 2-0 lead. You can't do that. You can't bring in a man like that. You can't. You've got to bring a winner in. Camavinga changed the game, says Matthew Larney. And you can take Pochettino out of Spurs, but you can't take the Spurs out of Pochettino, says Watermelon. Thanks for the super chats. I think I've caught up with them there. Thank you very much. He will be sacked, Pochettino. He will be sacked. And you know what? Football, I feel sorry for Pochettino because football is so fragile. You can get exposed in these sort of games. And ultimately, you know, if he wins this game, Real Madrid probably want him as their manager. If he loses this game, then Real Madrid won't want him and United shouldn't go anywhere near him. Poch United, here we go. I'm getting worried now, says Matthias. If they go near him, they're a fucking bunch of idiots. They really are. You can't go and get a manager who's going to rebuild the club, who's been sacked by Spurs and sacked by PSG. And I know Tuchel got sacked by PSG, but this is a guy who's managed in the Premier League. I think he's had his day and has been sacked by a club in the Premier League. You can't go backwards if you want to go forwards. Sometimes you do need to go backwards if you want to go forwards, if you've gone the wrong way and you can't turn around. But, you know, it's not the right move for United. I posted a story on Instagram and tagged you. You should check it out. Our commentary on the goal is pure gold, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Your commentary on the goal is pure gold, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I wish I could put my commentary on the goals. I really do. I sometimes do get tagged into them on TikTok and stuff, and I do love them. And fair play to the people who do it. I wouldn't dare do it because obviously the Champions League rights and Premier League rights are very expensive. But they are fun when I see them. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. What a game. We've been talking about this game for a few weeks, the second leg. And it's so... I wouldn't say it's exceeded our expectations, but it's been it's been brilliant. It's been everything I hoped it would be. What a game. And I'm so pleased for Benzema as well because he is such a world-class striker, and you know it's like the whole class is permanent, form is temporary thing, isn't it? Because he's absolutely torn it up, and I mean Real Madrid look more likely to get the next goal. PSG have absolutely so far bottled this. Poch sacking means extra dividends for the Glazers. Classic Glazonomics, says Joshua Bowwater. Benzema is genuinely the best player in the world, says Justice. And kind of feel sorry for Poch. PSG is a tough job, says Aaron. I won't feel sorry for him too long. He'll probably be at United soon. Oh, they could have been in there. That was a great chance for Real Madrid. PSG are losing their heads. They're falling apart, Lay. Hi, Mark. Oh, my God. What are they doing? They should finish him off, Real Madrid here. I'd love to start with the reserves and Ten Hag next season at United, says Bradley. They are absolutely... It's like watching United against Man City. They fell apart. They've absolutely fell apart, PSG. I said it. Thing is, I said it when Real Madrid scored the first goal. I said they fell apart. When things go bad for them, they give up. Rion says, I'm deeply disappointed in Messi. Well, I tell you what. In the Messi-Ronaldo thing, I can't be arsed. But actually, they seem to have a symmetry. They're either two of the best players in the world or they're past it. And I don't think any of them passed it. I think the simple explanation is, and I can say it firsthand in relation to Ronaldo, he's playing in a system that doesn't suit him, and I can say it firsthand on Messi. He's playing in a system that doesn't suit him. At United, it's only recently that we started creating loads of chances, and you know, Man United don't create enough chances, don't put enough crosses into the box for Cristiano Ronaldo. At PSG, they play bloody roadrunner football on the break with a player that's not roadrunner. They're so focused on Mbappe and Neymar's speed on the break, which doesn't suit Messi. They don't as a front three, they don't work. Mbappe and Neymar aren't brilliant when you're on the edge of the box against the low block. Messi is. Neymar and Mbappe are brilliant when you're running at a defence and it's a bit spread out. So Messi's at the wrong club and Ronaldo's at the wrong club. You put Messi or Ronaldo at Man City, I think they'd be a revelation. But they are their powers are definitely waning, but they're not finished. They're just playing in systems that just don't suit them. Can't wait for the briefs and the leaks from the club and players to convince the fans that Poch is the right man after such a humiliating defeat, says Dan. It could be more. Benzema. I mean, PSG have done nothing. Absolutely nothing to get back into this game. If Real wins, Poch becomes the next Man United manager. If PSG wins, he becomes Real Madrid manager, says Red Waziz. We can't go anywhere near him. Free kick to PSG. Draxler comes on. I think even if PSG get a late equaliser, I think they'll get done in extra time. They just look absolutely bereft of confidence. Messi with the cross. Real Madrid win the header and then they win the ball and they come away with it, and it's Camavinga and he's looking excited and he skips away from the defender and he's channeling his run. It's not Camavinga. It's into Benzema. Oh. It's Benzema. Oh. What a run. Oh my God. I don't know how Real Madrid haven't put this game to bed. Well, they have already put it to bed. Modric. Shoots. Oh, God, so close. They should have put this game to bed even more. It really should be 4-2. It's just been constant Real Madrid for half an hour. Modric is that close from putting it in the top corner. Thoughts on Poch now, says Daniel. I never wanted Poch. I've never wanted Poch. So I wanted him when Ollie was sacked because I'd have took anyone. I'd have took Brendan Rodgers. So, you know, you can find tweets from November, but since we've took our time, there's a ball on here to Di Maria. Neymar, why didn't you fucking pass? He's given the free kick. That's not going to help him. But in the last sort of 2 months, I've never been a fan of Poch. I think he's had his day. I think he's still a good coach, but he's not a rebuild coach. He's not a coach that I think is going to worry the likes of Klopp or Pep. I don't think many will, to be honest, with the United setup. But I think Poch would come in, especially now. A lot of people would be like he's the wrong man. There'd be a lot of people against him from the start. Poch has taken off Diallo and CDM to bring on Di Maria, and now PSG can't get near their midfield. Huge decision, could come back to bite him, says Ryan Morgan. Well, it will come back to bite him. There's only 4 minutes and they're out. JDM says Benzema is heavily underrated. I don't think he's heavily underrated at all. I think he gets the credit he deserves. I think he's universally understood that him and Lewandowski are probably the 2 best number 9s in the world at the moment. Comfortably. What is he doing, says the football boys. Well, it's Messi, free kick, over the bar. Ten Hag is the nearest thing to a Klopp United could get. He would want to come in and build his dynasty there. It makes sense on both sides, says other news. Well, Messi went for the free kick. It didn't work out. What a result for Real Madrid. Look, I think La Liga isn't as strong as it used to be, but I've never said it from a point of enjoyment. I just say it from a point of honesty. But I'm very proud of Real Madrid tonight, and they should be very proud. What a fantastic, even if they don't win, which hopefully they will. What an amazing second half. They don't have the players yet that PSG have. They don't. And yet they've shown such quality and character in the second half. Thanks for a great afternoon, says Beryl. Thank you very much, Beryl. Vinicius, apart from his finishing, has been phenomenal. Says he's been really good. I just think you're right. He needs to work on his final ball. But he's been fantastic, yeah. I'd take Poch tomorrow. Tuchel, Kalachi failed at PSG, says Daniel Johnson. Take a stretch, Mark. Yeah, you know the Madridistas are loving sending Messi out of the competition, says Darryl Street. Well, you know what? You can't write any team off in the Champions League. Look at Chelsea; they won it last year. So I'm not going to be disrespectful and say that Real Madrid have got no chance. But I certainly think Liverpool and Man City and Chelsea will be very happy with Real Madrid winning here, because there is this perception that PSG were one of the favourites to win it, and I don't think Real Madrid were. So, you know, a minute and a half to go. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. 20,000. It's been a fucking brilliant watch along. I've absolutely loved it. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. He's in down the left hand side here, Mbappe, and has he won a free kick? Or is it a goal kick? It's a goal kick. That's very big. Poch didn't react to the Madrid subs. Camavinga changed the game, says Kay. There you go. Mark, would you have Klopp at United, says Jason. I mean, I would never normally say yes to that, but I do like Klopp. I think there's a lot of United fans, whether they admit it or not, who do like Klopp. And I think, you know, maybe that was the case with some Liverpool fans with Sir Alex. Maybe it wasn't. But, I prefer Klopp to Pep. I've said that quite openly. I probably wouldn't take him at United because he's a Liverpool manager, but you know what? He's the sort. United need that sort of a person. Can Poch? Wait a minute. Mbappe into Neymar. Can Poch in at United right now from a Man City fan, which I think says everything really, says Luke Jones. And Poch doesn't even look phased. He knows his next job is secured. He's probably had 30 missed calls from our board during the game, says Dan. And he's out! He's out! Real Madrid have knocked PSG out. Clean out. It's a KO for Real Madrid. What a comeback we have witnessed tonight. 2-0 it was to PSG across the tie at half-time. A hat-trick from Benzema, but it's much more than that. He is the man who will get the headlines. But absolute domination from Real Madrid. Ancelotti as well. A mad performance from Real Madrid. And you know what? Whatever you think about Madrid, whatever you think about PSG, that is why we love football, because that you can't argue with. It's absolutely fantastic. They were never down and out. 2-0 when you're the home team, you're never down and out. And they've thoroughly deserved that. Absolutely thoroughly deserved it. I've just got to put a tweet out. Put a tweet out and I've tagged Man United in it. They'll know. retweet it. But look, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Incredible. Fair play to Real Madrid. It's one of the great Champions League nights, and we're not even into the quarterfinals. I feel that this Champions League could yet again be another bloody classic. Real Madrid into the quarterfinals, Man City into the quarterfinals, Liverpool into the quarterfinals, Bayern Munich into the quarterfinals. I mean, you've got 4 brilliant teams into the quarterfinals already. And, you know, you think about it, Chelsea's probably going to be there, Juventus could be there, Atletico Madrid or Manchester United could be there, and then obviously Benfica or Ajax. It's bye-bye to Poch. He's definitely getting the sack. You know, 100% he's going to get the sack. You can't get knocked out in the round before the quarterfinals when you've got Neymar, Mbappe and Messi and all the players that he's got. He will 100% get the sack. And if United go anywhere near him, they are fucking stupid, to be honest with you. You can clip it all you like, but if Man United go anywhere near Pochettino, they will be outing themselves what they are, money makers, because he will be cheap and they think they know what they're on about. And he ain't all that. He ain't all that. How can you go... I mean, the contrast is there. We bottled it against Man City and we didn't turn up. And 3 days later, the manager that they want bottles it and the players turn their back on him. PSG players basically down tools in the second half. And he's the man. No, he ain't the man. Don't go anywhere near him. I feel sorry for him because at PSG it's a thankless task. But you can't rebuild a club that's a team of bottlers with a manager who's just managed a team of bottlers in front of the whole world. You can't do it. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Real Madrid. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best games I've seen this year. Loved it. And really pleased for Benzema as well, because he is one of the best strikers in the world with Lewandowski at the moment. And in relation to Messi, I barely knew who was playing. It's sad. But he does not suit that side at all. He doesn't suit the way they play at all. They don't play to his strengths at all. He's not a speed merchant, play on the break. They need to build the play up and transition from more slowly from back to front, and then you get the best out of Messi, but they don't do that. Thanks for watching anyway. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. I will see you. Next watch along is Leicester Arsenal on Sunday afternoon, but we'll have some content coming up for you tomorrow, no doubt, as we look forward to the weekend. But what a Champions League game. I'm looking forward to the rest of them. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all in a bit.